You must understand the whole of life, not just one little part. That's why you must read. That's why you must look up at the skies. That's why you must sing and dance and write poems and suffer and understand, because all of that is life. That was spoken by an Indian philosopher, J. Krishnamurti, and I could not put it better myself. I think that life is an experience, and it needs to be just had. When I experience life, I like to write about it. So, as a consequence, words are very important to me, and therefore words will be my medium for describing myself to you today. The three words that I'm going to talk about are journey, communion, and understand. First word, journey, can be defined as an act or an instance of travel. I believe that journey is so much more than that, though. It's more than just a beginning, a middle, and an end to get from one place to another. It's stepping out on faith. It is growing. An instance of a journey in my life is when I decided that I didn't know what an artichoke plant looked like. Now, most people would look it up, Google it, whatever you had to do to find it out in the comfort of your own home. No, I decided that I needed to be up close and personal with the artichoke plant to figure out what it meant. In retrospect, I know that that was just my way of getting myself out of my comfort zone. I quit my full-time job, I moved to the West Coast to volunteer on a farm, and I did learn about artichokes. I learned about potatoes and asparagus and all these other wonderful plants, but I also learned so much more about myself and about how I relate to others and what I really wanted out of life. So journeys are so much more than this external thing that we do. It's an internal decision to do something different, and I feel like I'm always on some sort of journey. Now that I've talked to you about journey, let me talk to you about communion. Communion is defined as an act or an instance of sharing or intimate fellowship and rapport. To me, communion is, well, the root word of community and communication, and it is so important in everyone's life because I don't believe that we would thrive without our community or without being able to communicate well with other people. And the example of communion that I have in my life is working at the co-op. Not only does communion represent sharing of food, but it also means sharing of ideals, and at the co-op we share so much of that every day. I've made such good friends with people that shop there and people that I work with, and I even met my husband there. So the co-op represents perfectly the word communion in my life. Now that I've talked to you about communion, let me talk to you about understand. Now there are so many definitions of understand, but I decided to go with to achieve the grasp of the nature or significance or explanation of something. Now this word encompasses all the previous words that I just talked about in such a way because everything I do is to understand the world. I journey to understand the world. I communicate with people. I commune with people to understand the world. And this drive to understand has gotten me to leave my home in Louisiana whenever I was 18. It's caused me to pursue a bachelor's in psychology so that I can understand other people, why they do what they do, and understand myself. And it's caused me, after a few years of working at the Natural Foods Co-op, to go back to school and figure out what else there is out there in life. And lastly, this drive to understand has caused me to better myself. Because as I learn more about the world, I learn that there are better options out there and just different options and things that I can do that aren't necessarily what I thought I could do before. So today I've talked to you about three words: journey, communion, and understand. And all of them are three basic aspects of my life. And as Krishnamurti said, you have to understand the whole of life. And I aspire to do that one word at a time.